I seen a headline about using the dark arts curses. There'd be serious repercussions for using these spells. I'll be damned. I waited 29 years to use Avada Kedavra, and I will spend a life sentence in Azkaban before I don't get to do that. A true Gryffindor takes a chance.
Howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. This is episode 16, and I am your host, Christopher Norwood.
And I'm your host, Robert Melton.
So today we are discussing Hogwarts Legacy. But first, we have some gaming news.
All right. So, as some of you may know, the Nintendo Direct just happened. And they didn't show us like anything new, really. There's like a few points that we're going to hit. So if you're familiar with like the online Nintendo Online or whatever, they came out with the Nintendo 64, some games that you can like get an expansion for, and then you can just play all those games basically for free. I mean, what is it, like a few bucks a month for that upgrade? So
like the standard Nintendo Online, you're able to play like, I think, like NES games, SNES games. But if you get that like that next tier up, you're able to play Nintendo 64 games. And it's like an extra, I don't know, $25-$30, but for the whole year. Yeah. And Nintendo 64 games in particular, the ones that they have for you are expensive. So I think it easily pays for itself.
And so during the Nintendo Direct,
I was going to say just with the Nintendo 64 games.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Yeah. With the Nintendo Direct, they kept this shit under wraps. But after the Direct was over, the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, they came out with like a bunch of games that day.
It seemed like the Game Boy / Game Boy Color games are coming to the like standard Nintendo. Yes. Nintendo Online membership. But if you want to play the Game Boy Advance games, that's when you have to get that next tier up.
Yeah, so the one for the Nintendo 64 games.
Exactly. So now you not only have Nintendo 64, which again I think pays for itself, you now have these Game Boy Advance games, which can also be pretty pricey.
Yeah. So far, there's not like too many on here that I would be interested in, personally.
Yeah.
Now, when they come out with the Pokemon ones, then I'll think about it.
Especially like with multiplayer and stuff.
Oh, dude. Being able to trade up some Pokemon that you catch on there.
Dude, like
that'd be awesome.
Probably 15 to going on 20 years ago, like that was probably the last time when like Fire Red, Leaf Green have been relevant to where people are playing against each other, which I'm sure there's a handful of people out there that are still gaming.
Oh, yeah.
But, like to bring that back and make that relevant again, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's only a matter of time. Like those weren't games that were announced that are soon to come, but like they're going to come.
But I feel like, because this is like the most Nintendo thing to do, is like on the DS, you could buy these games again. I mean, not those ones specifically, but like I think Gold, Silver, Crystal, you could buy those on like the 3DS or Nintendo eShop or whatever. So I feel like they'll probably re-release those, like Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, Black 1, Black 2. I mean, those are 3DS or DS games, those ones. But I feel like they're going to probably sell those on the shop versus putting them on here.
Maybe. Yeah, no.
But you never know. You never know.
But real quick, just for like the Game Boy / Game Boy Color games, some that are coming. Is this a list of just all of them that are released or some that are coming?
I believe these are all the released. Yeah, because Pokemon's not on here because that's not released yet.
That is true. So we got and a lot of these I haven't heard of, but Tetris, never heard of.
The highest selling video game of all time. You've never heard of it.
Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Land, which Most of those I would say I have heard of,
Yeah.
but because they're just classics. But
Kirby's Dream Land, that was an OG game right there.
yeah, I want to say it said that was like Kirby's first game.
I think so.
Like that was the first initial launch of Kirby.
I
Kirby's
remember.
Dream Land.
I don't know why it's so vividly in my head, but I just remember fighting that tree. I think like at the first or second level.
Yeah. Well, that's always like a staple, like boss fight,
Mm-hmm.
in the Kirby games.
Yeah.
Even the newest one, like the Forgotten Land, that was like the first boss
really?
fight, I want to say.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Gotta have it. But yeah, for the Game Boy Advance, so far we have Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, WarioWare Inc., Mega Micro Games, Curry Curryan.
Good game. Hidden Gem.
I've
never heard of that either.
Mario Kart Super
Kart, probably.
Yeah, Super Kart Deluxe or some shit. I don't know. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. So again, all those are available right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they did show off, like in their little ticket. I can't remember what the other games were, but Pokemon Trading Card Game, like the original for the Game Boy, is supposed to be coming at some point.
I also seen that some games for the GBA that are coming are like Fire Emblem. Like that's a big staple for the GBA.
Yeah.
And one that I've wanted to play, Golden Sun.
Yep, I played Golden Sun.
You played Golden Sun? Yep. That's a game that's
I don't think I ever beat it, but I've definitely put a ton of hours in that.
I think that's because the GBA has a lot of good like JRPGs, RPGs, like a lot of Final Fantasies were ported or just originally on the GBA. And Golden Sun, like that was one that I've always wanted to play.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like one of those kind of like Final Fantasy VII. It's like one of those JRPGs you just have to play at some point in your lifetime. So, I was honestly excited for that, especially when they were like, "Hey, you can play these games today."
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you can play these games right now.
That's a cool ass surprise.
Yeah. But like you said, they kept it under wraps. Like I haven't heard any rumors of this. Obviously, people were like kind of theorizing, like, "Oh, maybe we'll get Game Boy games next."
Yeah, because I think you sent this to me right on Instagram.
Yeah, yesterday I just
because I didn't watch the Nintendo Direct,
so I didn't know about it. Shame on me.
But. Yeah, but I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know this was coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, there's some of these games support 4-player multiplayer.
That is super cool.
Locally and online. So that's fucking awesome.
I don't think I would, when you have like Mario Kart 8, which is like hands down the best Mario Kart, I don't think I'd go back to like the GBA Mario Kart and play with friends. But still,
that one's tough. Like 64,
cool.
That's like a good game to go back to.
Well, yeah, the 64 is just one of the best multiplayer consoles, hands down.
But like a racing game on the fucking Game Boy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm out on that one.
Like, I also didn't really grow up with the Game Boy Color, besides like Pokemon. But if someone grew up playing hundreds and hundreds, put hundreds and hundreds of hours into like Tetris or something, like that'd be cool to revisit with friends.
Well, Super Mario Bros. 3, I believe, that one was fun. That's one I had for the Advance.
Ooh, the Minish Cap. That's another one I've really wanted to play. Like I hear that's just one of like the best Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Definitely cool thing that they're. What am I trying to say? Just how sporadic that was.
Yeah.
Just, hey, here's this.
Yeah.
And if you already have the membership, then it's all fucking free.
And again, like I think the membership is already like paid for with what you previously had, and now they're just kind of adding more and more, which is nice.
Yeah, when they're going to continue to do so. I mean, they still have 64 games coming out.
Yeah, we still need like Stadium.
Yeah,
Stadium 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But another cool thing that they announced was the Metroid Prime remaster.
Yeah.
So that's a game I remember going to McDonald's. And they had like the play tubes, like the ball pit. But one of them had it may have been Burger King. But one of them had it was Burger King. One of them had where you could play demos of games. Mm-hmm. One was like Luigi's Mansion. One was Metroid Prime, and I can't remember the other one. But I remember playing Metroid Prime, thinking, "Whoa, this is so cool."
Mm-hmm.
But I never like actually got to play the game.
Yeah, Burger King had like some like high tech shit.
I know, chicken fries.
Well, I'm not saying about the food, but they always had like these like
next level
podiums of like
yeah.
technology for kids that you could do shit on.
Mm-hmm. And they were the ones that did the like the golden
they had the best shit.
Pokemon cards and stuff. Like those are iconic.
Damn, Burger King fell off.
I never, other than that,
Whopper.
I was never a fan of Burger King. I just something about there. It's weird because I'm not a big cheeseburger guy. Like, you know, you go to like if someone's grilling out, you go over there and they're making burgers. I've never been a fan of that.
You're crazy.
But the only cheeseburger that I absolutely love is a McDonald's like fake, you know, artificial cheeseburger. Like it's just delicious. And Burger King's just never hit for me. But either way, Metroid Prime Remaster. This is like the time to like now pick it up if you haven't played it, which I haven't. So I'm excited for that.
Well,
and we got a new trailer for The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Yes. Which is going to be a $70 game.
Yep. Nintendo's on that fucking $70 train.
Which, I don't know. Like, I'm sure some people are really bummed about that.
I mean,
like, it's $10, but I'm sure some people are really bummed about that just because they're thinking of the future. Like, oh man, this is going to be the new standard, which it may. But like a game like that, like I played Breath of the Wild. I played through Breath of the Wild. Like the amount of time you're able to put into that to like the $60 price tag, like easily pays for itself.
Yeah,
when nowadays you can get a $60 game and you put like 8 to 10 hours in. So, yeah. So if like you're telling me it's going to be like that tier of like the amount of hours I can sink into this game, but probably even more because this is like the sequel, then like I just don't personally think it's that big of a deal.
That's actually how I gauge like if it's worth buying a video game or not. It's just like if I can do, if at best you get like $10 an hour, like that's kind of like
$10
per $10 1 hour of gameplay.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like that's kind of shitty. But most games you get way more out of that 1 hour. Like fucking God of War, for example, spent actually I got it for free technically with the PlayStation 5, but it's a $70 game. But I put 62 hours into it. So if you do the math, you know, you're paying fucking cents.
Not to mention like the replay value.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I'm sure we are going to get like a new game plus.
Yes.
And there may be DLC for it. So.
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, no, me personally, like it's not that big of a deal. Like obviously I want games to be as cheap as possible, but like I also want to support like the developers and like the publishers as much as I can. Nintendo also can be very greedy. But again, not a big deal to me.
That's pretty much all we got as far as the news.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was I think those were like the main like selling. Oh, there was it's not a big deal to us, but like Pikmin 4, I think finally has like a trailer.
Yeah.
Obviously there was more revealed, more games that were announced, but like these are like the main selling points.
Yeah, I think I've seen like Splatoon 3 is getting some DLC.
Oh.
Mario Kart 8's actually getting Yoshi's Island DLC.
Okay.
And Birdman or whatever the fuck.
Birdman?
What's that? You know, the pink egg shooter. What the fuck's that character called? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
From Mario? Bruh. Anyway.
Is it the one that kind of looks like Yoshi?
Yes. But has like the big tunnel mouth.
Oh, okay.
And shoots eggs.
I don't think I ever knew her name.
It's something like bird.
Has like the Magmortar mouth.
Yeah.
And
she's gonna be a playable character.
Oh,
so that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, I didn't know they were gonna like bring more characters. I thought it was just strictly maps.
Yeah, pretty dope.
But that is cool. That's wild to think like this game is like still getting support when like the original released on the Wii U in like 2013, something like that. And here we are 10 years later, still getting new stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty damn cool. But yeah, no, that does it for the gaming news we got for you.
All right, well, let's get into some hairy. Oh,
Videos.
Hogwarts.
Videos.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, we have videos.
Oh fuck me. All right. I forgot about the videos.
He forgot, but that's okay.
Because we're here. All right. Let's you start off this week. What order you want?
Honestly, you can go in that order. Just save that third one for last.
All right.
Do you wake up every day with a boner? Well, I've got news for you. You're being haunted. Ghosts are giving you HJs and or BJs while you're asleep. It's a fun little game for them to try and make us living folk shoot goo while we're asleep. So, I recommend you do a cleanse of your house or apartment.
I had to scroll down.
And use some sage. But if you are into this kind of thing, I recommend right before you go to sleep, you look around your room and you say, I doubt a ghost could ever make me come while I'm asleep, and then go to sleep. And then they'll try to make you come while you're asleep.
Damn, pro tip. I got to try that.
Yeah, seriously.
You ever had a wet dream?
Actually, no, I haven't.
I don't think I've ever had a wet dream either.
Yeah. I know it's common, like really common for a lot of people, but no, I've never had a wet dream.
Yeah, it's kind of sad about that. I like to experience
that's when you like
that.
piss yourself in your dream, right?
No, it's when you come in your sleep.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I knew that.
I definitely
knew that.
pissed myself as like a toddler.
Yeah,
I think.
But no, I've never had a wet dream.
Well, we're in the same boat.
I thought this was badass.
Oh shit.
I've never seen like a DBZ tattoo like that. And I was like, holy shit, this is kind of caught me off guard. Like the old thick lines. Oh man, that bitch is going to hold up.
Damn. Okay.
So, shout out to that guy.
Purge Tattoo. PRJ.
I followed this guy for a while. I forgot his actual name. Shame on me, but he does sick stuff.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
Fucking Oni Dragon Ball Z characters.
Dude, I bet that was probably at least a $1,200 tattoo, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked pretty big. All right.
Sorry,
Let's see what I got for you.
Yeah,
that's
what you
all
got?
Right.
Hey, you're playing by the rules.
I am.
You're not on double secret probation.
3 weeks in a row.
Oh, gosh.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Always so fucking cold outside.
Did you catch that?
Was he littering?
No. Well, yes. But look what he's got. That's a mug root beer, baby.
Oh, no. No. No, sir. Not in this house. Because in this house, we drink mug. Does that hurt your feelings,
Snowflake? Fucking
mug.
Batman to the
Dude, what
rescue.
if, like, for, like, my birthday party, everyone comes to the house, opens a fridge, and it's just stocked with nothing but mug? Y'all want a beer? You gotta be specific what beer you want.
Check the wine cooler. It's all mug. Mug. Okay. Oh, I think I remember this one. Do I want to save that? Nah.
Mommy, can we get our clits pierced at Claire's?
Yes, sweetie.
What?
It's just so fucking random.
That was really random.
The feet threw me off at first.
Yeah.
Mommy, can we get our clits pierced at Claire's?
Yes, sweetie.
What the hell?
What the fuck was that standing there?
Huh?
What is that? Do
Do
you see that?
Yeah, it's look like he's like whipped. He just whipped or something.
Yeah, it's definitely a person because I've seen movement like right here. What the fuck?
I think this person captured some spirit of some kind.
Paranormal activity in this video.
Whoa. Yeah, if you're watching this, comment down below what you think.
What is that? What is that? It's like a fucking centaur leg. What in the hell?
No. It's the other one, not the centaur.
Oh, Minotaur, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh my gosh, what was that? What are you?
Who are you? Okay. This one's funny.
Hello?
It's Megan,
Megan who?
the one with all the awesome stuff for you.
What kind of stuff?
Coffee, pussy, and juice? And cigarettes?
Next door, honey. Next door.
Coffee, pussy, and juice.
Oh my
and
gosh.
cigarettes.
Next
You
door,
went to the
honey.
wrong door.
Oh wow, that's embarrassing.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Oh, I'm curious what, like, who the fuck was she?
It's Megan.
Well, yes.
Duh.
All right, so she's got a slushie and 2 coffees. Those are Tim Hortons, so they're in Canada. Clearly, you can see the fucking snow. But yeah, I was just like, what in the hell?
That's
Just
Megan.
like, is that a DoorDash?
It's Megan, eh?
DoorDash drivers selling pussy now with cigarettes
And juice.
and juice. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Got to get your vitamins.
Honestly, when she said juice, I would have been like, oh, unlock. Give me the juice.
Give me the juice, Megan.
Slip it through the crack. Give me the juice. Hold on. What kind of juice? Cranberry? Nah, you can have
What? You don't like cranberry juice?
that.
You?
I really don't drink juice.
But if you had a choice.
Oh, apple juice.
What?
Cranberry over apple? Cran apple. That's good.
Okay, cran apple.
Cran apple's
that,
good.
That I can get behind.
Okay, cool.
But cranberry's so fucking good, dude. God damn.
Well, you like the tarty sour stuff.
I do.
That's not really my vibe.
I do. Yeah. You got a point.
All right, well, that's the videos. So we're getting into the meat and bone, the meat and potatoes. of the episode.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Akio.
Shot. All right, so Hogwarts Legacy. You're about 5 hours in.
Yes.
Because we had pre-ordered the deluxe edition, so we were able to play a little early. This is Thursday.
Yeah, so some preface. We bought the deluxe edition. So with the deluxe edition, you got some
Cosmetics.
some cosmetics, a mount, and 72 hours of early access.
Yeah.
Before the game comes out.
Easily worth it.
Friday, February 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So easily worth it for an extra $10.
Yeah.
Like that was an easy upgrade. Easiest upgrade I've probably ever made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it comes to game tiers. So I think we should start right at the beginning. Character creation. What did you think about the character creation?
Dude, I was honestly kind of baffled at how good it looked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was just like, well, it took me a while because I was setting up all my connections, my Steam. What's the Wizarding World?
Yeah,
I guess what it was,
World,
Pottermore.
the Warner Brothers account.
Yeah.
You had to set all
so
that
you
stuff
link
up.
all that stuff and you can gain access to different cosmetics and stuff.
Totally optional, but very worth doing if you have that stuff already set up.
Yeah, and if you take the Pottermore test or whatever, you can. It chooses your class, or not your class, your house, your what the fuck's that? Your animal.
Patronus?
Your Patronus, yeah. And then your wand. It automatically inputs it into the game. And
So-
you still have the option to change it all. But
So it does bring, because I was kind of questioning that, it does bring your Patronus? Because I haven't reached the point in the game where that's unlocked for me.
well, I haven't either.
'Cause
I don't know that for certain, but it should if it's in the game.
I think it'd
be
be cool.
input.
I think that'd be cool. I would honestly probably change mine because mine's pretty lame. But it would be cool if it did automatically make
Mine's-
my Patronus
What is yours?
a cat.
So is mine.
Really?
It's the minx or whatever.
Oh, well, I feel like that's actually mine just did a black and white cat.
Oh.
I don't even think it had any breed of cat. It was just black and white cat.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. And like, fun fact about me, I'm allergic to cats, and I like cats, but I think with being allergic, I've never been like a huge fan of them. And I want something badass. Give me a lion.
Chris hates pussy.
Give me a lion. I mean,
Okay. You want a big pussy.
Big pussy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. But yeah, to get into it, I linked all that stuff.
Yep.
Started the game. First things first, you obviously create your character. And it just popped up, and I was like, holy fuck. This looks so realistic.
Holy fuck, hair looks good.
Yes, the hair looks great.
Yeah, the hair does look really good.
But yeah, there you get a lot of options. And at first I was like, okay, these are cool. I was like, I don't really want any of these. And I was like, oh, these are just the presets.
Yes, it starts you off with some presets,
and there's still a bunch of them.
And then you go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I click my preset, and then you get into like your actual face structure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, I don't even know how many there are. There's so many.
Yeah. But these are like, so this isn't like your Skyrim where you like start with your chin and then you build how your chin looks.
There's no like scaling.
It's pre-made like faces and stuff, face shapes.
But I feel like this is the way to do it to make it the most realistic.
Yeah. So you don't have trolly characters in the game. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, not that that's a bad thing because that's kind of fucking hilarious. But going through cutscenes as a Dark Souls, fucking.
Maybe it would just be like hard to put those in like the scenes,
Maybe, I don't know. But
like when you go through the game, like obviously there's a lot of cutscenes. You're doing a lot of dialogue and talking. Like those probably look so good because they had pre-made, face shapes and structures.
Yeah, I think these are like real people's faces. Like I'm pretty sure they're imported.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can see that.
I assume, but because they look fucking so real.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? So what did you think about the customization?
No, I loved it. What I put in my notes is it's deep enough. So I feel like this should be like a game that's open world, or when you're creating a character, this should be the standard. At least have this. Like it's deep enough. It's not like obviously there could always be more customization, and I'm in favor of that. But like I was very satisfied with what they had.
Yeah.
Other than not being able to have a beard.
Hair. Yeah, that's the killer. But there's obviously a reason for that. They're children, and we spoke about this in another episode.
They're teens. Like they're fit.
We're a fifth year. You're a fifth year starting out in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like I mean, come on, me and you. So I'm trying to think of Harry Potter. Order of the Phoenix. Like that was year 5.
Yes.
I'm wondering how old he was, because in like what grade you would have been in, like the equivalent. Because I remember having facial hair at like 9th grade.
Right.
And I feel like that's got to be close, right? 5th year, 9th grade, you're kind of hitting that mark, like 15, 16 maybe. Like they look like 15, 16, maybe even 17-year-olds, 18. Like, we definitely had facial hair by then. It's not like everyone had a baby face, Just give us the option. I'm not saying give us a Viking beard option. Would be cool. But something, scruff, something.
Yeah, at least the option.
Yeah.
Even if it's fucking... Maybe we haven't hit that point, but maybe it's later in the game. You can use magic to fucking put it on. Who knows? But at least the option would be great.
Like, we at least haven't hit the point. Like, it could be something you unlock. Because... we'll get more into it, but like throughout the game, you unlock a ton of cosmetics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But character creation, I was very happy with. Like all the hairstyles were good.
Yeah.
Like you said, all the faces, they looked realistic. Yeah, I really don't think there's any more to say on it. It was good. It was good. It was par. Like that's the par.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with my character. I tried to make it look as much like me as I could, and I think I did a pretty decent job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I agree. What all could you do? Because you could change your hair color, your eye color.
Your eye color. You can mess with your eyebrows.
You can do scars. You can do like
your complexion. Skin color, obviously.
Like what is that called? Like freckles and moles.
You can do freckles.
Yeah, I mean,
you can mess with your voice. There was only like 2 voices.
That's one thing I have a gripe about is the voice.
So
you get a girl voice or a female voice and a male voice.
And then the pitch.
And then you can change the
pitch.
pitch. And I put mine all the way left, which would be the deepest option. And it's very robotic in a couple spots.
Well, I feel like the far right and the far left were robotic.
Yes.
Just hearing the sample voices.
Mm-hmm.
So I went one to the right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, because
But you can change it in the options.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
You can. Oh, that's actually pretty cool that they
Yeah.
give you that option. But I listened to the one all the way on the right, and I was like, that definitely sounds robotic. I heard the one on the left, but I think it was automatically just too deep for me, so I was like, eh. So the other one was like, oh, this kind of sounds like Harry.
Yeah, I wish they give you a
go with
couple
this.
voice options, but I get it. You know, that's a lot of dialogue through that game that you have to recite, or each individual has to recite.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
I
two
definitely
people
get it,
already
too.
did it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like most games, it's just like a grunt. And you can do that, you know. You can have 15 people do a different grunt.
Right.
And you get, you know, what you have.
Yeah, that is true, because like most games like that, like you'll have this hero or villain character, you know, whatever route you decide to take, and you're like, you don't say anything. It's just those grunts, and you just choose dialogue.
Yeah.
So for it to be like fully like voiced, very cool, and it's really well done. I gotta say,
yeah.
So along with character creation, so this isn't really part of the character creation, but I feel like it still is in that category of like your character's, you know, design. What did you think of the gear? The gear customization.
So the gear is really awesome. I was a little worried at first how it would, you know, be, because I mean, most games you can't really change shit. You can, you know, some games, you could put shit on, nothing changes except
Final
for like
Fantasy.
pretty much, yeah.
I always hated that. But
But yeah, nothing changes as far as appearance goes. It's just the stats on it.
Yeah.
And I was assuming maybe this game does that. But obviously we knew pretty early on that you were getting cosmetics with the deluxe edition and all that, so that was out the window. So
or there just would have been a few. And like, hey, you pre-ordered, so you get this extra one. So now you have one of 4 to choose from.
Yeah.
You know,
like Pokemon, like it's very limited.
Yeah. They very easily could have been like, oh, you're a Gryffindor. Here's your Gryffindor robes, and this is what you'll be wearing throughout the entire game.
Maybe you get like a winter set and a summer set and shit like that.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm 5 hours in, and I've already had to sell my gear twice.
I've had to sell multiple. I've had to, like, I can't go to Hogsmeade right now. I'm going to break some shit.
Yeah.
Because you can also break down your gear.
Yeah.
Because when you start off the game, you're only able to hold 20 pieces. And I want to say what we were saying with they could have just given you a robe and that been it. It's quite the exact opposite.
Yes.
Like, gear is everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Like, in the best way possible.
Very cool.
Like, it's almost like a collectathon where you're just fucking collecting gear.
Yeah.
Like, every 20 to 30 minutes, I'm having to go back to my gear to like, ooh, this is stronger.
Yep.
But I like the look of this. And with that being said, I'm going to try my best to explain this. So you can choose the best gear. And it's cool because, like, you can have gear that you sell, but it still, like, saves the cosmetic look of it. So if I find this new, you know, cloak that, you know, it's like brown, and I'm like, nah, that's not really what I'm going for, but it has like better defense, I can choose that, but I can change the cosmetic to look like this other cloak that I really like. And that is really cool.
Yeah, like the for instance, for an example, the deluxe edition comes with this like super cool, like, what is it called? Do you remember? It's like dark
arts.
Dark arts, like robe and gloves and stuff like that.
And it's got like an animation going on.
It's so cool.
Dude, it is cool. It is cool.
So you can put that on and you already have your Hogwarts attire on. Has 0 defense at the start of the game. You know, there's no traits, no perks from it.
Right.
So you can customize that with the dark arts stuff. So you're technically wearing a Hogwarts uniform, but you have that on it, and you just attain the appearance.
And if you're like so set on the look of this like dark arts cloak, and you just want to, like, for whatever reason, just go through the entire game with it, you can.
Exactly.
So later on, 100 hours in the game, you find this cloak that's like 200 defense. You can put that on, but still keep the cosmetic appearance of this dark arts cloak. So
and we
really
haven't
cool.
Yeah, and we haven't made it this far yet, but I'm pretty certain that's the same thing for your mounts.
Ooh.
Right?
For your mounts.
Because the deluxe.
Are you saying they like all move like differently? Is there a stat to the mounts? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying like a skin over the mount. Like different styles or something like that.
Oh, maybe.
But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, like I could see it if like different mounts had stats, maybe. Like, hey, this hippogriff is like 50 speed, but this thestral is 30. You know, like give me the hippogriff speed, but I still keep the thestral skin.
Mm-hmm. And we do know that there's breeding with that stuff, so
yeah,
you never know. We'll get deeper into that later.
Yeah. So I don't know if I had said it. So you're 5 hours in. I'm 9 hours in.
Yeah.
So not much further. Like I haven't even got to the mounts. I haven't even got to like broom riding. Like there's a lot of stuff I haven't even like sunk my teeth into. Like haven't even got to yet. But yes, no gear customization. I can't applaud it enough. It's awesome. It's
and what do you get?
Sorry.
You get your wand. You get your. You can do like a scarf, a headpiece. Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Your
you have
robe,
like a suit. Yeah, you have a
your
robe
suit.
and your suit. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the wand because the wand is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a point. I don't think this is a spoiler. Like obviously you're gonna have a wand.
It's very early.
So yeah, early on in the game, you go to Hogsmeade, you go to Ollivander's. You are able to like pick out of like an assortment of wands, or you can have your Pottermore stuff kind of give you your wand. Which is really cool. But you choose the wand and you're able to customize and find different wand handles throughout the game. So, like, total wand customization would have been really sick. But still being able just to, like, have different wand handles is really cool.
Yeah. And
there's some sick ones. Like, I've only found, like, 5 or 6, but still, like, each one is, like, it's a hard decision because they're all so badass looking, But yeah, just another part of the gear that's just like really cool. Combat. What do you think of the combat?
So, as you said, I'm only 5 hours in, so I've got very limited combat experience. Because I think I know like Accio, Levioso. What's the fire one? Incendio. Those are like the main. Aside from like your basic attack that you use in combat.
Oh, you also it's not an attack spell, but the like the cloak one.
Oh yeah. I got that one too. But with just those 4 main ones, it's like trying to think of how to describe it.
There's already so many combos you can do with just like 3 spells, 2 or 3 spells. I mean, it's already like so much. Like just those 3 spells, it takes a while to like really master.
And you get kind of like a parry, and then when you parry, you can use
Stupefy,
which
is awesome.
Yeah,
it just like automatically does it. So with that being said, positive things about the combat? You really like it?
Only positive.
Yeah. No,
it's so fluid. Like there's no issues at all that I've seen.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's very. I'm not the best at like describing, explaining things, but it's very original. Like when I played it, I was like, oh wow, this isn't like your standard just button mash square, just use spells. Like there's some strategy going on here. It's very like you said, fluid, and it's just original. Like you can combo your normal spell, then Accio, pull them to you, and then Incendio, then Levioso, then you can hit them some more, juggle them, then bring them back with Accio. Like there's a lot of juggling and combos you can do.
Yeah, and it just feels so good.
It does. It makes you like. I love games that make you feel like a badass.
Yeah.
And of course, this Harry Potter game, Harry Potter fans have been wanting our whole lives. Like, yeah, you want nothing more than to feel like a badass wizard or witch.
Yeah.
And that's what this game does.
Yeah. Fucking 22 years later.
Dude, yeah, no. Like have you noticed like the style of like the wand?
Yeah,
like,
every
battling?
time you use the wand, it's like a different style hit.
Dude, it's really cool. I feel like I'm still, and this is probably just me, this isn't a complaint, but I got to get better at switching between targets. Because there's times where it's kind of, you can lock onto targets and then switch from there, or you can just whoever you're facing kind of target. And, there's times where you have 5 or 6, enemies coming at you, and they're all shooting things, so you have to, like, be able to roll out of this way and, like, dodge this, protego this, stupefy this, Accio this, but I meant to Accio you, so I still have to
I have run into
that.
And especially, like, you'll be, like, focused on one person, one enemy, and then you'll get the little shield emblem up. So then you go to block it, and then you stupefy, and then it hits the person that you're not even aiming at.
Yeah, like
so
they're
that's
not
a little
the one
annoying.
Who even you like are countering.
Yeah.
It's someone behind you.
Exactly. Which I mean, it doesn't hurt or help. I mean, it kind of helps in a way. Yeah. So it's not like a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not.
But it is a little annoying at some points.
Yeah, but again, that's just something that. So here in my
but
notes,
it makes sense. It's like a retaliation aspect. So
yeah, I mean, and you are targeting this person.
Yes.
So easy to learn, but it is hard to master.
Yeah.
And again, this is just with like 2 or 3 spells we're talking about. Like there's
I know.
like 30 plus. I want to say 30 plus. I know it's at least like 20, 25 spells that you're able to learn throughout the game. So if there's so much strategy that can, and combos, there's a lot of like playing around you're going to be able to do once you unlock all these spells.
Right.
Old magic finishers. That's another really cool thing. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think it's called old magic.
Yeah, like ancient magic, old
ancient,
magic.
It may be ancient magic, but the ancient magic finishers.
So I only got to use it one time.
Oh, you only used it once?
Only once.
Oh, okay. But you see the bar, right?
Yeah.
So it's a blue bar. So you have your health bar.
And
then
right
you
above
have
it.
2 blue bars, and once they build up, you're able to use these finishers. And on the enemies, it'll say hit L1, R1 at the same time.
Yeah.
And there hasn't really been any like boss fights, but every enemy I've used it on has been a one hitter quitter. That's what I've always called it. But super cool. Like they're badass and they're different. Some of them, it's just like you hit them and they just kind of like disintegrate into like ash. Some of them are like lightning bolts you send down. But dude, they're badass. I'm sorry if I spoiled the lightning bolt thing.
That's fine. Let's hit on the killing curses.
Oh, okay.
The dark arts.
I want to say this is probably something, you unlock later in the game.
I assume so.
Like, I don't think, 2 hours in, you're this 5th year and you're gonna be like, oh, Avada Kedavra. Like this is something that you probably have to progress through the main story. And it may be like almost like a faction quest, like a Dark Brotherhood, where you have to go down this dark path to learn these spells. But yes, you are able to actually like kill in this game.
So I seen a headline about using the dark arts curses and how there would be like significant damages to like, I don't even know what it said exactly.
I think I seen the same headline, but
what did it say? There would be serious repercussion.
Yeah.
Serious repercussions for using these spells.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned. I waited 29 years to use Avada Kedavra, and I will spend a life sentence in Azkaban before I don't get to do that.
That's funny. Because, again, well, shoot, I feel like that will kind of spoil something. I'm not going to say that. But I feel that. And with that being said, I'm going to probably take like the cliche good route. Like, although that sounds so cool, like so far.
You're a true Hufflepuff.
I'm a true Hufflepuff. Like, I'm loyal. I'm patient. I don't know what that has to do with being a good guy, but.
You know what? A true Gryffindor takes a chance.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm going to take the good route. So we were talking earlier, like, I don't know if later on in the game, obviously, if you take that dark path, you're going to have these 3 badass spells at your disposal. So I don't know if there's going to be like a good path equivalent, which would be really cool. But that's the path I'm going to take. So I'm going to miss out on that. But again, replay value. Like I could always make another character.
That's another cool thing.
Have just as much fun, and I could take a dark path.
Yeah. You can have like a bunch of saves on one character, but when you go to the main menu, you can have multiple characters. So then you can have multiple saves within that one character, which is fucking sweet.
Yeah. I thought the like games, that's nothing new. Games have done
it's
that.
Not,
but
it's
the UI was just set up so
exactly
so well.
And like you go to Skyrim and you try to do that, it's going to be like you're going to have like 15 files just sitting there, and it's not organized at all. You might have like a name of the character, and you're like, well, I named that some random ass fucking Elder Scrolls name, so I don't know what character that is.
Yeah. I think I was at the 30-hour mark, so you're scrolling through the saves looking for the 30-hour mark.
But where are we at? The combat still?
Yeah, we were finishing up the combat.
Okay. Well, I want to hit on well, actually real quick, I put on my notes 500,000 people were playing Hogwarts Legacy at one simultaneous time, and it's not even out yet.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm telling you, like,
that's just on Steam. That's just
Steam. Yeah, that's just Steam. Like, I would probably say that more people are probably playing on the consoles, than Steam.
Yeah. I agree.
So that is wild.
Because not many people have a system that can run this shit on the PC.
That is true. And speaking of which, do you want to go ahead and go into...
Yeah, so that's where I was going to go to originally.
Okay.
But before that, the day it came out, well, pre-release came out.
Yeah.
I looked on Twitch, and there's 1 million plus people watching it. And that's the highest single-player video game streamed ever.
Really?
Ever, yeah.
I just got to say, this was like... All right, so Deluxe Edition, and most Deluxe Editions are only like $10 or $15 more, and you may get like a soundtrack or like a digital visual art book or something. Like, this was genius. Just to quickly make an extra $10. Or like, hey, we know you guys have been waiting 20 plus years for a game like this, and we're going to let you play 3 days early just to give you that head start. And you just got to pay an extra $10. Oh, and we're going to throw some cosmetics in there. Like, easiest upgrade.
Like, just do the math on just Steam. 500,000 times $10.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's not even the full price, but just that extra $10.
I didn't even think about that.
And that's just Steam.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's more expensive on the consoles. Like, that cost me $80.
I know. $70 on Steam.
Yeah.
Deluxe.
And again,
Deluxe.
This is another game where, like, the normal version is $70, and already, like, 9 hours. A lot of $60 games, I would be finishing the game.
Yes.
Within the 9-hour mark. And I think, when you go out to the main menu on your PS5, it tells you, like, how far, how much progress
mine
you've
was
made.
Like 8% or some shit.
Yeah, I think I'm, like, not that much further, like maybe 12 or something.
And so, I'm assuming that's just main story.
Main story, I don't know if it includes, like, all the collectibles, like the challenges and stuff, but dude, we've barely scratched the surface of the game. So easily, I'd pay $70 again and again for this. I'd pay $80 again and again for it.
Right. But so about it being on PC.
Yes.
So PC has some issues.
Okay.
Now again, this is pre-release. It's not. It was never made for the PC. This is a pretty console game. It's you play with a controller.
They're going after the majority. Majority have consoles. So yeah,
going after the majority. But I got it for PC. Obviously, my PC is beefier than my PS5. I have a 3080 with like a Ryzen 7 or some shit.
Oh, he flexing. Oh, kill him.
That being said, it crashed about 5 or 6 times in a 5-hour playing window in total. That's not too shabby. I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever. I've had optimized games do that. You know what I'm saying? It definitely had some stuttering issues. That was like the most annoying. Like, it would just dip to like 5 to 10 frames at times for like a significant period.
And pre-day one patch.
Exactly.
That's another thing to take
another thing
to consideration.
I'm not shitting on this game at all for this. This is bound to happen. And luckily, because I was doing some research on it, that's probably why I don't have the amount of hours I want in this game so far, is because I was doing research on it to try to optimize it better for my system.
Right.
But it seems like there's a memory leak as far as VRAM. Okay. I only have an 8 gigabyte card, unfortunately. Whereas there's fucking
3080 is
actually, I think it might be 10. I think mine's 10.
I was about to be really surprised.
So I think there's like an 8 edition, a 10, and a 12, depending on which one you get. But I think it's 10.
This is probably Chinese to a lot of people.
I know, yeah. But yeah, so I believe that's the issue here, because it didn't happen after I launched it last night after dinner. I had no issues whatsoever. So
that's good.
With everything on Ultra, I had DLSS on quality, and I was probably getting between 70 to 100 frames.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And that's 1440p?
Yeah, that's
Oh, damn.
2K.
So I played on the PS5. So I guarantee, your game, which PS5 is beautiful. Like, you recently beat God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
I'm still finishing up. Shame on me. Hopefully I'll find some time to get back to it.
Good luck.
Yeah, no,
Good
dude.
fucking luck.
You're telling me. We were talking earlier, real quick. We were like, yeah, thank God we have till Friday. I don't have to,
I know.
I didn't play God of War till Friday, but no, I had to get the deluxe
I didn't
edition.
even realize it was fucking, when I realized there was a pre-release day, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So understandably, justifiably, I dropped God of War.
Yeah.
So PS5, I said that because PS5 games look incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible. Finally, we've reached a point where, like, shooting for 60, most of the time 60 is the standard, So game runs great. I'm also playing in performance mode. Most games, if there's a quality or performance mode, I'm always going to choose performance mode.
Yes.
So game looks incredible. I guarantee yours looks even better because you have everything ultra.
I don't know, because you're probably playing at 4K 30 frames.
No, I'm playing performance mode. So it's shooting. I haven't looked into it, but it's shooting. It's smooth.
Okay.
Like I haven't had any stuttering, any issues with frames or anything.
Okay.
At least from what the naked eye, I can see, because it's not like I have a frame.
Well, there's always a
counter.
fucking loose frame here and there,
Yeah,
can't fix that.
But it's very smooth. So with that being said, I haven't had any issues.
Okay, well that's good.
It performs very well. I haven't switched to quality mode, to test that. But again, just the performance, it looks incredible. No complaints.
I will say, if you're listening to this and you are having some crashing issues, I updated my DLSS because I guess the pre-release, I'm hoping they fix this in the new patch, but the pre-release was on an old DLSS from 2.3.1 or something. So I updated it to 2.5.1. So it was a bunch of patches ago.
Yeah. And that helped?
Yes, significantly. I think I crashed once in the first 5 minutes I was playing it. And then after that, it was smooth sailing.
I want to hit real quick, because again, I'm trying to be very meticulous. If there's anything I would have any kind of complaint about, and it's so minuscule that it's not a big deal at all, but I just want to, make it aware. When you're running around through the castles and stuff, maybe you've run into this, but you'll run into a door, and the door has to
the little
load.
loading. Yes,
it just has to
that
load
is annoying.
for a second, maybe two.
Yeah,
I think maybe 2 seconds has been the longest, but it opens right up and it plays perfectly from there.
So generally,
that's literally it.
Generally, when you're playing, does that happen a lot, or is it just
It happens. I would honestly say half the time. But again, it could be me running into the door and then half a second later the door's open.
So on PC,
but the loading thing does pop up, so it lets me know hey, we got to load this in.
So on PC, it does not happen that much.
Okay.
So it happens. I'd probably say 15% of the time.
15.
But even then, it is annoying. But this is like, you know, beggars can't be choosers here. It's like literally the dumbest shit to complain about.
It does not. When it comes to gaming, I'm very big on immersion. It doesn't like take you out of the immersion.
But it's like, okay, now I gotta wait.
Yeah, it's just
like a second.
It took me a while to like realize what was going on. I'm like, I'm running into this door, but then I would see that little loading thing pop up, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's got to load in everything.
But aside from that,
dude,
the only loading is fast traveling.
Yeah, and that's quick, man. Even that's just like super fast.
Yeah, it's seamless.
Yeah. But again, if I had to choose something performance-wise to speak on, like that's it, literally it.
So what did you think about like the UI?
Oh, the UI is fantastic. Like again, UI, like people don't really realize, but UI can definitely make or break it, like immersion-wise and stuff. The only thing, and again, I could probably increase my speed, but like when I hit pause or I go to the map, bringing my cursor over, it's a little slow.
I have the same issue.
It's a little slow. Like if I want to go to my gear, it's not a button away.
But yeah, you can change the speed, I believe.
Yeah. I just didn't know if that speed would affect in-game speed.
I think, well, that was...
Or if there's a menu speed option.
I think there is, because I don't know if you remember, like right when you started the game, there was just a ton of options.
There's a lot of options.
Similar to God of War. Because God of War probably has the best options for any game ever.
Okay.
As far as, you know, people like disabilities and stuff, it hits like every mark.
This game does a good job at that.
Exactly.
There was a lot of accessibility options. I guess, again, I want to say this has probably become in the standard, as it should have a long time ago, but I applaud them for that.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I noticed
we're just
that.
now getting to a point where these AAA title games are sinking money into like allowing people with disabilities to be able to play these games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Allowing literally like everyone can play this game.
Yeah.
Like even with like Sony coming out with that, like that one controller, like everyone can play this game now.
Yeah, it's fucking
Is that
awesome.
controller out?
I don't think it's out yet.
Okay.
Something, what was it, like the Sony Scorpio or something like that? Scorpion.
Something. So they may have to wait a little bit, but you will eventually be able to play this game. All right, let's talk about the world. Let's do the world. I know we kind of hit on the graphics a little bit, it just being beautiful, but let's hit on the world like Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and just like, you know, everywhere you're able to like kind of venture.
Well, you definitely have more experience so far than me, because I have like Hogwarts, Gringotts, and Hogsmeade. That's all my experience at the time.
Because unfortunately for you, when you went to Hogsmeade, you walked to Hogsmeade. So you get to see a little bit, but you can't venture too far. You can't explore
because I was in a quest.
It's a quest. So yeah, I did get to a point where it's more open. So I literally can go everywhere. I'm just trying not to. I'm trying to mainly stick to like the, you know, if there's a quest up here, I'll walk up there and just kind of explore a little bit. But yeah, no, I gotta say, we can just literally stick with Hogwarts and Hogsmeade then. Like Hogwarts, oh my gosh, the attention to detail. Like me and my girlfriend were talking about this the other day, just how, obviously I'm going to say this a lot, but just how beautiful everything is. Because can you imagine how hard that has to be for like a game developer? Like you don't just get to like create this castle in this world organically however you want. Like you have source material you have to go to.
Right.
So to like go through the movies and like see, oh well, this had this, and you know, like, all right, this leads here, and the read through the books, you know, the descriptions, and then to like, you know, make a game out of that, to create like an area out of that, like that's tough. That's got to be tough.
I was,
you know, there's a lot of Harry Potter purists out there.
Yep.
You know, so like they nailed it.
Yeah, I know like there's a lot of the movie that like hits on a lot of the book stuff. Like as far as like how everything looks. But the game basically replicates the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Because I seen a bunch of screenshots of the movie stuff side by side in comparison with the game stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see those.
And it's basically identical.
And what is cool is, I guess they do have a little bit of freedom because this is in the past.
Yes, it is in the past.
Changed,
so some things have changed.
Some things have changed, so they have some freedom to create those things.
Mm-hmm.
But man, what a beautiful job.
Yeah.
That they did. One thing in particular, the common rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like the first time. This is why, in one of the earlier videos, I had talked about like watching a 40-minute video, and they were going through like some of the common rooms and stuff, and I had to stop it because I just didn't want to spoil that for me. And when I first arrived in like the Hufflepuff common room, and I was able to like walk around and interact with everything and like really get up close to these like portraits and paintings that are moving, dude, it's awesome.
It's
like
fucking insane how many there are.
Yes, and just to like have to like animate all that and like create all that, dude.
Between that,
it's wild.
Between just like the wild cats everywhere.
Yeah, there's cats
all
everywhere.
The spirits and ghosts just flying around Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And you got, what's his name?
Peeves.
Peeves, just chilling and fucking.
This is our first look at Peeves.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that. Like, he wasn't in. That was like the one like main ghost that wasn't in the movies and stuff. So I think that's why they're really going to flex Peeves a lot.
Oh, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. He's everywhere. He's always fucking with some students.
But it's like you go into just the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And there's shit happening in the bathroom. Like, you'll go into a random stall. Somebody's got like their potions set up in there, just doing some random shit. You got the mirror in the bathroom talking to you.
Dude, it's awesome. I went to, when I was exploring a little bit, I made my way to, I guess we're
fucked up now that I think about it.
Where the like the I forgot like the actual. I think there's a name for it, but where like the Hogwarts Express comes by and like drops off the students and stuff. But I made my way there, and there was like two wizards just like talking to each other, and one of them was trying to like sell the other one like a niffler, and they were just going back and forth with dialogue. Just like
that's so cool.
Little things like that. I love like. Building on the world.
There is a ton of dialogue that's easily missed.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Just passing through the hallways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome because I'd be willing to wager that most people that play this game are going to be like Harry Potter fans.
Right.
Big Harry Potter fans. So it's nice that this is a game that will get the appreciation that it deserves, because I think a lot of players are going to take their time with this game and like seek out these dialogues and like look around and like exhaust dialogues just to get like every little bit of the game as they can. And that's awesome.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
I exhaust every dialogue.
Oh, Dark Souls has taught me.
Elden
Ring has taught me
that
to
game
exhaust
will fuck you.
all dialogue. And that's a conversation for another time because it pisses me off. But in this game, it like I want to.
Yeah.
But real quick, like the common room, like the Hufflepuff common room, like it's so warm and cozy and just like, I don't know, very inviting. Like it's very organic, and I think a lot of it is inspired by like earthy themes.
Yes.
Like you walk through the halls and it's as if it's like a badger burrow. Like it's almost like a hobbit hole or something. It's not like geometric walls and shapes. And I don't know. I fucking love it. What is the Gryffindor common room like?
Well, as you know from the movies, it's behind a portrait in a circular like tunnel. So you got to crouch through the little tunnel, get through there. But it's very, I guess, like Christmassy in a way.
Ooh,
awesome. like fiery, like warm colors. Just like you know what vibe I'm talking about.
Oh hell!
I mean, you see this room many times in Harry Potter.
So they took a lot of inspiration from it.
Oh yeah,
I guess they had to. You know,
definitely.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I'm sure there's, because I haven't really looked into the other common rooms much.
Me neither.
But I'm sure like in the Hufflepuff room, you have like snacks and tea and just all these things.
I'm always grabbing cakes. Man. Fucking
you got these globes. You can just spin it with your wand.
Yeah.
All these interactive things. And Hogwarts is full of that shit.
Yes.
And not even just Hogwarts. The entire world.
The entire world,
is full of
Seriously.
that shit.
You go to Hogsmeade and there's like an axe on this log and you can interact with it, make the axe cut the log. And it's so simple, but it's like magic.
Yeah.
Same with like hedges. You can get like
the hedges are fun.
Like trimmed and stuff.
You got these fucking self-watering plants or fucking what the hell is it called? A water spout. Right? Watering can.
Watering can. Yeah, that's it. Damn, brain farts.
Yeah. How do we podcast?
I don't know, dude. I seriously don't know how I do this. But dude, yeah, just the whole game is just filled with stuff like that. And I don't know if I was talking to you or Kansas, but that's like one of my favorite parts. It's just interacting with everything. Like there's books around Hogwarts. Well, honestly, around the whole world that you can like Accio bring to you. Yeah,
they're just flying around.
And those are just some of the things you have to like collect. It's like field guide pages.
Yeah. It's a collectible, and you can earn like cosmetics and things like that when you collect a certain amount of them. But it's like information about the world.
Mm-hmm. We can go into that a little bit. That was something I really liked. So they're called challenges. Mm-hmm. And the challenges may be, hey, find this many pages to your field guide, you'll unlock this cosmetic. Right. You find 10 more pages, you'll unlock this cosmetic. So it's always giving you something to like kind of work towards.
Yeah.
And there's also like quest challenges, like, hey, up here, try and defeat these guys within a minute or a minute and 30 seconds while using this spell. You know, it's things like that. It's things like kill 40 spiders, you'll unlock this. And I don't know, I just thought that was so cool.
It is.
You know, just always like, there's no dull moment in this game. There's always something to do.
You can literally do this game at any pace you'd like. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. No, seriously. So that was kind of the next point I wanted to hit on. It's just like all the stuff you can do throughout the game. And real quick, I just hit like exploration, tons of collectibles, like we just hit on, side quest galore. I'm just going to say when the game opens up, anywhere you go, there's someone you can interact for a quest.
I'm just like going through Hogwarts and I see a little side quest symbol. I'm like, gotta go there.
Gotta go.
That's like where I go first. Yeah. I have to at least unlock this side quest.
Yeah, no, I always look at my map and there's a little emblem, like a little icon for side quests. And I'm like, all right, here's the main quest. I need to do this, but I'm gonna do these real quick.
Yep.
And it's usually like students you can interact with, and like they're all so different. They're not like stale by any means. They have a lot of personality.
That's one thing I gotta say. I feel like one of the hardest things in a game is to make it feel alive.
Yeah.
This game does it so
to make
fucking well.
This world believable.
Yes.
And like that's hard to do.
There's so many just like students hanging out around Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. You'll see teachers, you'll see ghosts, you'll see books, you'll see cats. You go outside, you see basically all the same shit, but then you see beasts, you see monsters, you see poachers, you see fucking insects. And then you see all these inanimate objects that are animated.
Yeah.
It's just fucking insane.
I know, like
everywhere you look, there's something moving. There's fucking these just birds flying around, butterflies and shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Stuff that can just be like easily missed.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you go to any corner of this game and you stand for 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah. That thing's animated.
Dude, just flowers.
That thing's going to move. It's going to do something.
Yeah. The wind.
Oh gosh, the more I talk about this, the more I'm just like so impressed.
Yeah.
Like it just like kind of blows my mind the amount of time. Like I understood why we waited so long for this game.
I didn't want to cut you off earlier, but I was like, this game got delayed twice. I'm so fucking glad that it did.
Yes. I mean, like hindsight, people don't really think about that. They just get so bummed when it's delayed. I mean,
which is fair because, they give you a date, but then it gets pushed back.
I get it.
But they have to finish it.
But like they do that with everything. Like, again, we were talking about all these DC movies coming out. They gave us a date. That movie's not even fully cast yet.
I know. I know, it's insane.
So like, I'm sure it's the same with games. They're just like, hey, we're shooting for this. Let's start hiring some people. Yeah. Like they haven't even like started writing the game yet.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like you said, I'm really glad this was delayed.
Yeah.
Because we could have got a Forspoken.
Seriously.
I doubt it would have been that bad.
Imagine spending $70 on that game. Fuck.
I wonder how many
refunds.
Yeah, Steam refunds were given out.
So many.
Oh, dude, I bet. That'd be fun to look up.
What you got?
No, I hit on that. So, all right. Along with stuff to do. I stopped right here. Making potions. That was another thing you're eventually able to unlock.
There's so much shit I haven't even touched yet,
dude. Yeah. You're very close. To that in particular. Growing plants.
Yep.
And to grow plants, you get this, and you need this to make this potion. You know, like it's also connected. Dueling. You've done that a little bit. Like
dueling is so
there's like
awesome.
a dueling club. But yes, again, back to the combat. The combat's just so good. But one thing I have not experienced yet, and we talked on it a little bit, but the Room of Requirement.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently this is, everyone knows what the Room of Requirement is. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you know, you've seen the movies, you know what the Room of Requirement is. So apparently in this game, the Room of Requirement is almost like your personal area where you can kind of decorate it however you want. And there's like a portal that goes into like this field where you can like collect creatures and like breed creatures and stuff.
You can like raise them.
That was the word I was looking for, breed. I was like, why can't I think of this?
Like they just put Pokemon inside of Harry Potter.
Yes, and you know what? It's the perfect game. But like, gosh, that's just so much. Like this game could have probably been a 10 out of 10 with just giving us a decent Harry Potter story. Mm-hmm. And, you know, maybe there's some side quests and we just go through, it's a linear, we just go through the Harry Potter story and that's it. But no, they're like, we're going to give you that, but literally tenfold.
Seriously.
Dude,
they gave us
so
everything.
Much. Everything.
I seen a fucking headline the other day that was like, Harry Potter, Legacy of Hogwarts did too much at the same time. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And the thing is, like, games can do that. Like, there's some games, like, when I remember when I first started The Witcher, even Breath of the Wild, I couldn't get into it the first time. Yeah. Now I've played and beat both of them and absolutely love them. They're masterpieces. But, like, they're overwhelming. It's kind of overwhelming. There's a lot thrown at you, but
I feel
game's pacing is amazing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
It's pacing
like,
is fucking
they introduce
perfect.
Things once you get a hold of what you've already learned.
Absolutely. Look, I'm 9 hours in, and I cannot wait for us to finish this up so I can start playing because I just got to a point where the game is totally different now. They've added another level.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that earlier. Like, the game gives you this, and you're like, holy fuck, this is awesome. The game doesn't get better than this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give you this. And you're like, what the fuck? This is sweet. And then they just gave me this.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got to the mounts.
I know.
To fucking the brooms riding around. Dude, they just keep giving you more and more and more. And again, going back to the pacing, it's perfect, dude.
Yeah.
It is not over. I disagree with whoever said that. It is not too much. I remember when we were hearing talk about Elder Scrolls 6.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get it at some point in our lifetime. But they were like, hey, we want this to be a game we can kind of... what's the word? I just had it. We can pretty much, for lack of a better term, just like make content for the next 10 years.
Ugh.
Like this game.
Yeah.
You know? Like people are going to be playing this for probably over 10 years.
Yeah. I feel like
they're going to be playing this for a long time.
I hope this is like
support.
Yeah,
it's always simple words I can't think
I know.
of,
It always is. But I hope this is like
going to be supporting this game for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully this is like the GTA 5 of, you know, Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean.
Yeah, seriously.
Of the Wizarding World.
The next console that comes out, we're going to be getting remasters for Hogwarts Legacy on that console. It's going to be that.
It's going to be a $90 game.
But no one's going to hate it, dude. Yeah, exactly. And people are going to... I'm going to be one of them first in line.
They're going to do another pre-release.
Yes. $90 base game, $120 deluxe edition. You've already played this game, but you can play the remaster 3 days early.
You can play this in 8K.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Dude, they're going to be supporting this game for a long time. I could just feel it. Not that they've come out with that and said that, but like, there's just so much you can add. Again, we were talking about how Quidditch isn't in this game.
And I'm pretty sure the reason for that
DLC.
It's got to be DLC.
And
it has to be.
If you do it right, and I guarantee they will, but if you did like the Quidditch DLC right, where you have like, you know, like tournaments and stuff, and maybe you can go off Hogwarts to play at these like the World Quidditch Cup, like that could be a game on its own.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that could be a reason that it got delayed. is because they didn't perfect this, and then they were just like, we need more time. We have to take this out, perfect this, and then we can make DLC out of it.
It very well could have been. Because I'm willing to bet it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, again, they haven't come out and announced this, but I'm just willing to bet.
Yeah,
because Quidditch is such... I mean, Hufflepuff Quidditch, I'm literally wearing a Quidditch hat right now. Like, it's such a big part of, like, the Harry Potter universe. Like, it's going to come. The field's there.
Yeah.
The field is literally there. Like, it's going to come at some point.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great when it does. Because, I mean, that's like Final Fantasy X's Blitzball. Like, everybody loved Blitzball.
I loved the concept of Blitzball. It was hard.
Yeah,
it was hard,
exactly.
like, in the game.
But don't you feel like
Quidditch
difficult. Would be hard? But dude, imagine online support with Quidditch.
Dude, that would be sick because you have to be like strategic and practice your different roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine Seeker just like, where's the snitch? Where's the snitch?
Yeah.
There it is. You go up there, you lost it, you gotta, I don't know. I just feel like that will be really cool.
And they do give you kind of like a really nonchalant, lame excuse as to why Quidditch isn't happening in this game. They're like, a student got hurt last year, so we're postponing it a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the game could, again, with DLC, you may be able to, I don't know, maybe do a 6th year. And maybe that year, Quidditch is back.
Mm-hmm.
Never know. But as far as my notes, that's all I had.
Yeah, I feel like we hit basically everything. Do you have any final thoughts?
Just, I doubt there's anyone out there who is like on the fence about this game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously there's probably someone out there, but huge minority. But if you're listening to this and for whatever reason you're on the fence, pull the trigger.
Like,
absolutely pull the trigger. This is coming from someone who's 5 hours in, from 9 hours in, barely scratched the surface. But if you consider yourself any kind of like Harry Potter fan, just pull the trigger. You will not
even
regret.
If you're not, even if you're just like
that is true,
a fantasy, or like you just like magic things in general, or just RPGs.
If you like,
get this shit.
If you like games, get this shit. Like, seriously. If you like fucking Assassin's Creed, get this shit. It's like, I can see someone like not being into Harry Potter at all, and I apologize for saying only if you're a Harry Potter fan, but like, if you like games, like this is the game where even if I'm not a gamer, if I liked Harry Potter, I'd buy a PS5 just for this game. Yeah. This is the game to do that for. So again, if you're on the fence, dude, pull the trigger. This game is fucking superb.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to play it more.
I know. I'm sorry that you have to probably go home and do podcast stuff. And with that being said, Robert no longer lives with me. We'd got we're good now, but we had gotten to it like a week ago, and I had to kick him out. Just kidding.
Fuck. You weren't supposed to bring that up.
I'm sorry. You promised me. But I'm sorry you probably have to go home and maybe do some podcast shit.
Yeah, I gotta go at it.
I'm a shitty co-host and I just don't help you with the process.
That's all right.
And
it's cathartic.
To play some more.
Well,
but that's all I got. Did you have anything?
As far as my notes, I didn't really take many notes.
Oh no, that's fine. But again, this is there is going to be an actual review episode that we release in the future.
Yeah, we'll go through basically the whole game.
Everything. So we're going to hit on probably all these points and a lot more because, again, I mean, you're 8, I'm 12% through the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much more being thrown at me.
Yeah, literally.
So I'm looking forward to that episode. But as far as like first impressions, first up to like 10-hour review of the game, like that's all we got for you.
Yep.
So, thanks for listening. This has been the Hardcore Podcast, episode 16, Hogwarts Legacy. We'll see you next week.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate. Please and thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Dobby is a free elf. Boy, brother.
Oh shit! Wrong universe.
Christopher Robin.